Hey, what is happening, folks? It is Jimmy G in the place to be, bringing you to another episode of The Good, The Bad, The Awesome, where we unbox, give my first reaction to all things pop culture. So when I see it, you see it, you see it, I see it. If you like to see what I see, hit that like and subscribe, get notified about all our new videos that we have. And if you've done that already, thank you so much. So today we are going to go back to the world of Transformers, and I'm going to give another Optimus Prime a shot. So previous reviews, I'll put a link up somewhere here. I did a Transformers 1 Studio Series Optimus Prime, and I thought the bot mode was good, but that truck mode, the front half was okay, but the back half was and so I was just like, oh, I went into Target, saw the mainline Optimus Prime, so I said, you know what, I figure I'll give it a shot. It's smaller than the Studio Series, but I have a soft spot in my heart for Prime. So we're going to take a look at the mainline one, see what the differences are between this and the Studio Series, and see which one maybe you should go with if you're a fan of the mainline or the Studio or neither. So let's go do it. Alright folks, here he is, the mainline Optimus Prime / Orion packs, and I wanted to bring in the Studio Series right here so we can kind of compare the two. Of course, you can already see he's a lot smaller. Studio Series does have more premium parts, it looks like it in this, but we're going to see that if $5 less gets you something much better. And the reason why I went ahead and got this guy is because I saw his transformation is a little bit different. So I'm going to see if I like it better, or if I'm just gonna have to wait for Takara, which I'm definitely gonna wait for Takara, but we're gonna see what happens. But here it is. I'm gonna move you to the side for right now. There's the front of the box. Love the artwork, love the look of it. The Transformers 1, this is the main line. It's like their deluxe edition. Here we have the cast. There's the back, 20 steps. Looks like he has a matrix of leadership he can hold, and a different type of axe with a different kind of mechanism to hold him too, so that's kind of interesting. And then the side with Optimus Prime there too as well. I'm so looking forward to this movie. I can't wait for it. Really, the anticipation is building for me. So, let's go ahead and get this guy out of the box and begin to kind of do my dissertation or assertion or whatever we want to call it on this Optimus Prime. So let's do it. Alright, here it is, folks. Here he is out of the box onto my table. The main line. So far, first impressions, he is small. He is smaller, tinier, doesn't quite have some of the fit and finish of the Studio Series one, but here he is nonetheless. And so what you get in the box is you get, of course, his Energon axe here. I know some people have been complaining that they wish this was orange. I don't mind it being blue. Oh, that's kind of interesting. That's where the hand kind of looks like it's holding it right there. You can kind of see, I don't know if you can see that, but those are supposed to be fingers. So when you put this on, it gives the illusion that those fingers actually move. So, but it's more of a solid color versus the clear color of the Studio Series 1 there. So there you go. You get the instructions, which I will rely heavily on how to transform him. And then you get the bot itself. And here it is. Let's bring it in a little bit closer. Let's move the axe and all this kind of stuff out of the way. From a height standpoint, you're looking at about 5 1/4 inches tall. And so when we bring in Studio Series TF1, that's what you're looking at just from a height difference. So a lot bigger of a bot you get here for $5 more. The red on this is a brighter red. I kind of like that versus this darker maroon. Gray versus this yellowing gray here. And then you got this painted blue versus this windshield blue here. So I don't know which one I like better. I don't know if I like the painted better or if that windshield one I like a little bit better, but that's what you got here. So you can kind of see just some of the differences already between the two. So there's the front, there's the side, the back, And we don't have the nipple guns for this guy right here, and then the side here. So definitely some differences in build. The weight, this is a lot lighter than this guy here. Oh, nipple guns fell off. But that is what you kind of get there, and we'll bring this in closer. Face sculpt is pretty good. Paint looks like there's a little rough spots here on the paint. This face sculpt, it's pretty decent on that. I wish it came with two heads, one of the Orion Pax head and one with the Optimus Prime head. Body paint looks pretty decent. Everything, I mean, it's painted well, but this does feel like a cheaper kind of toy, more for like your kids or whatever that may be. But from an articulation, the head is on a ball joint. Do like the fact you can have them looking way straight up, so that's awesome. Arm, there we go, pops off, there we go. So it doesn't move that far up. These do move too as well. You do have the rotation, you have the rotation here, and then you have 90-degree bend on that. So yeah, not as much arm movement as you have on the Studio. Leg, you can kick up, can kind of kick back, kick to the side. You can almost Jean-Claude it, but the arms kind of get in the way, but get the arms out of the way. Now what I do like is this little skirt right here doesn't get in the way like the one on the Studio Series. This skirt kind of gets in the way, whereas this doesn't have that. So that's a plus on this one here. And then you have waist twist. No ab crunch, so to speak, on that, but that's kind of what you've got from an articulation standpoint on this. So far from an articulation standpoint, this is going to win right here. Appearance standpoint, while I like this red over this one, I mean, appearance-wise, this is going to have a bit more detail in it than this guy here. And let's go ahead and put the axe in his hand so you can kind of see kind of what that looks like. If I can get that in there. So you can kind of see how it looks like he's holding the axe there versus this one where it's just kind of over his hand there. So you can kind of see what that kind of looks like there. Let me bring in a few other bots that you can kind of see from a comparison standpoint. I'll be right back. A few other things I forgot to mention. So first of all, no ankle tilt on this guy. None at all. So when you're going to pose them, just know that you do have the thigh rotation, but no ankle tilt on that. You also have the matrix is underneath all of this stuff. So you got to kind of pop it all out and you can kind of get to it. Let's see here. And there goes his arm. See what I mean? Everything just kind of pops off of these guys. And so that's just kind of, that's not kind of a cool thing, but there it is. And the matrix can pop out and you can have him holding the matrix. So there we go. Let's pop it out. Let's give him his arm back. And let's see if I can get him to hold the matrix here. Let's do this. Push that all back in, and it looks like you kind of do like this, and it just kind of fits within the hands here. And let's see if I can get that. Yeah, something like that. And it's a little wonky, but that's kind of how you want to have him hold the matrix of leadership. There, so that way you can kind of see that. So there it is, wonky to its finest that I've got it there. I haven't really perfected it. This is, again, remember, this is a first impression, first review, just haven't really played with it that much yet. So let's get the matrix back into his chest where it goes, and things are just kind of a little bit, they're not made for like hot dog fingers, you know what I'm saying? They're made for people that have smaller hands. That's why you need something to kind of help dig it out. And then we'll throw the matrix back in there. There we go. I think that's a neat way that they hit it, especially on this bot, but just the gimmick there to kind of hold it, it's okay on that. So, but let's go ahead and transform this baby. Oh, before we do that, I didn't know this. The smokestacks can become guns. There we are. So that's really cool. That's a gimmick that I like. Does it do it on the other one? I don't think so. But let's take let me grab the other one. The other one I got in alt mode already, but no, it doesn't look like, maybe it does. Yeah, looks like you can put it in his hands, and you can have some smokestack guns on this one too as well. Sun's out, guns out. So there we are with some smokestack guns for this guy. So yeah, kind of like do a little Wild West kind of pose there. But all right, we got some room here to bring in a few other bots. So of course, Studio Series, Mainline. Here is Transformers compared to those guys. Let's move Studio Series to the side a little bit. Let's bring in Earthrise, so you can see how much bigger Earthrise Prime. Well, actually, that's the Netflix War for Cybertron Prime there. You can tell the difference between the gray windows versus the blue windows there. Core class, you can kind of see there from a height standpoint. And then the Au Natural Original, let's bring him in, move these a little bit closer, and there is the original kind of Optimus Prime there. So there they are in a row of what you can kind of see there from a height standpoint. So far he is very kind of like undersized on that. Now if you're into scale and things like that, then you're probably only going to be able to scale him with Mainline from TF1. If you're just into character collecting, then you're not really into the scale, so you're just going to be looking at getting as many of the Optimus Primes that you can, which I am into character collecting, so that's a plus for me on that. So, but you know what we're going to do? Let's go ahead and let's get him transformed into alt mode. Here it is in truck mode, folks. Truck mode. And I'm going to have to tell you right now, transformation was just a little more difficult than I expected with this, but I like the transformation of this one much better than the transformation of the Studio Series. Like how it all kind of folds together a bit better. So from a length standpoint, you're looking at probably about 4.5 inches. And if we bring in Studio Series Prime here, you can see how much smaller he is. But let's kind of just show you this truck really quickly. So there it is from the side, from the front, from the side, the back, the top, and then the bottom. And for me, for a little bit, I was wondering why there was a hole in the axe. It's so that the thing will fit right within there. So let me just show you this. This is what I like. This is why I like this more. I love how the arms fold up into here, and then how the legs collapse in, and then gives you, you know, just, I think it gives you a better looking back than the Studio Series. So let me just kind of bring them both in here. I don't know, let me pull the camera up. So we've got the camera up, and you can kind of take a look at it. Which one do you like better? I prefer this one better, because here, you know, the arms just kind of hang out right here. This, at least it's disguised a little bit better, and it's all comes together a little bit better. It looks a little more truckish, right? To me, at least to me, it does. Now, by all means, not perfect at all, but I do prefer the back of this truck more than I do on this one. Now from the front, this one, the Studio Series, I do like the front of it much better, although the gappiness here, whereas this has no gaps. So actually I take that back. I like this one better because it just doesn't leave that gappiness that this does right there. So, and then from the bottom, again, just not a gappy mess. Everything kind of comes together. I think looks so much better. So truck mode, this one's going to win. No nipple guns for this one, where this one does have the nipple guns that we can kind of put on here and just make sure that we get the it gets you know, nipply. Let's get that on. Let me get it on here. Get on nipple guns. There you go. We are in like Flynn. So there we go. Nipple guns make things look a little bit better, but not quite as clean as I like this one right here. So from the vehicle mode, this one is gonna be superior. So let's get back together for my final thoughts on this and which one you should go with. Should you go with them, or should you go with a different one, whatever it may be. But let's get back together for my final thoughts on Optimus Prime from TF1, the mainline version. So back together for my final thoughts on the mainline TF1 Optimus Prime Orion packs. And I'm going to bring him back in, and I'm going to bring him back in the mode that I'm going to keep him in, and that is going to be vehicle mode, because this is the best mode. When I think of it, I think it looks great. I mean, the bot mode was okay. Didn't have quite the articulation. Arms kept popping off. Things keep popping off of it. Just really is kind of tiny and small. But this vehicle mode, I am digging. I like it so much better than the vehicle mode on the Studio Series. So here, let me bring in Studio Series. He's going to stay in bot mode because I like his bot mode better. And then this is going to stay in vehicle mode. Why couldn't this one, this vehicles mode, this transformation, be on this one? I don't understand why they made this one different. Because I love how, look, everything is all compact. The back looks very nice. Nothing looks hollow, unlike this one, which had a lot of hollow spots and things like that. I once described it as hot garbage on that. I thought the vehicle mode, the front of it looks okay, but it's a little bit gappy, but everything else was not great. This looks good. I like it. Is it perfect? By all means, no. This is just this is your mainline toy mainly for kids or for adults like me that want to get every Optimus Prime that you can get. I'm a character collector, so this is okay for me. If you're a chug collector or anything like that, this is going to be a little bit too small. This is small too as well. Deluxe Prime should be at least Voyager class, right? And so that's why I cannot wait for the Takara one, because I believe it's leader class, which is going to be really, really cool, really big, really awesome. I can't wait to have that. And I think it has kind of some similar transformations to this one than this one here. So why couldn't this vehicle mode be on this vehicle mode? That's what I got to say. So on a scale of good, bad, awesome, the bot mode on this is okay, but the vehicle mode on this is really good. It's not awesome. It's just really good. It's very solid. I dropped it on the way over here onto my finishing spot, and it stayed together very, very well. This one, the bot mode is good, the vehicle mode is bad. So put them together, you got pretty decent there. So Hasbro, if you're listening, if you're going to remake one, if you're going to make a leader class version or a Voyager class version of this, give it the transformation that this one has. I think you'll definitely be happy with that. So that's all I got to say about that. So tune in next time when we do talk about something else, good, bad, or awesome. Can't wait for the rest of the TF1 bots to come out. I can't wait to try those out, the Studio Series ones. I may have to go with the mainline ones because those seem to be kind of impressing me a little bit on that. So, but y'all, in the meantime, remember to stay young, have fun, and be awesome. We'll talk to you later. Bye-bye now.